That's probably unlikely, even though the numbers recently have been better than expected, pretty good, and we hope they continue that way. It's also just a few data points, and data points that can be quite volatile. I think it's more likely that we'll want to see a few more data points to confirm that the trajectory actually seems pretty positive, which is a key reason that we think an actual tapering probably isn't likely to happen before March.
Now, you mentioned good numbers on the economic front. Have investors changed the way they view the data? Because before they used to rally even on strong data. This week we've had 3 down days, and all of a sudden they said, hey, maybe the data's too good, tapering may begin earlier.
That is a possibility. I think it's also just this general nervousness. I think what's unique about QE3 versus 1 and 2 is we knew when they were going to end, and so even if the market had to deal with that, you had a fixed date. Now when there's this uncertainty about when and how, you can, as you said, interpret the data in different ways. When it's good and you think the economy is strong and that means tapering sooner, that's what can inject a bit of volatility into the market. I think that's what we've been seeing.
And Dan, next week, what happens when we get the Fed data out of the way? I mean, the Fed decision.
Well, I think, going into the year, I think people need to realize that the outlook for the economy is improving, albeit modestly. That's probably the most important thing that people need to think about. Need to realize that even with the returns that we've had in the markets this year, valuations for the most part are reasonable, maybe a little bit above average, but certainly by no such are they extreme. And corporate earnings, which is the most important thing when it comes to equity prices, appear to be solid, and you see good earnings revisions from analysts. So I think that type of relatively benign environment for equities is what people should focus on and not worry too much about the noise that's on the margins.